Hey, I'm Chef Kennedy.
What's up, everybody? I'm Rich Robbins.
And this is the Cookup.
Cookup. This joint, Balance, is technically the first song that I made for the album before even knowing that it was going to be an album. So at the time, I was really feeling like very nostalgic, kind of like early 2000s drums. I started with the drums and I started with this little sample. I'm definitely a firm believer that most, if not all songs at the end of the day, like their root is about love. And so I was really kind of curious about like, all right, I want to write this joint about love. So the first sample I found was like, it was just, I can't wait to get my baby back. Next thing that came into the session were these drums right here. So a nice little like kind of vibe to it, nice little bounce to it, but it's not like very full. Like music, I feel like needs to, the energy needed to be picked up a little bit more. So we threw in some beefier kicks in here. Shout out Master Steve, he helped me out with the drums here. So he actually added these kicks. And then from here, it was all about just layering the drums so that they were consistent with that bounce. I think we have like 4 hi-hats in here, 2 different snares in here, a drum roll, an 808, some congas in here, and some claps. So what it all kind of ends up being is this like... So when I'm looking for melody, I want something that's really simple. I don't want to overpower or overbear the instrumentation with too much melody, because I'm going to be coming with my own melodies myself when I write the lyrics. So we threw in a little vocal sample like this. I would say, just like cooking, music is all about textures. And so that's really what I was looking for at this point. I'm throwing ideas at the wall. I'm like, all right, I like this texture. I don't like this texture. I've been playing around a lot with high-pitched vocals too. So this kind of like satisfied that right here. And then we just kept looking for some melody. I love this little like sonar kind of noise that's happening in here, because like it gives this feeling of like, I think about like a lighthouse that's like a beacon of hope in the distance, you know, and I like that vibe and that texture for this particular production. We're doing some keys. This is enough to write lyrics. This is enough to now kind of start to feel what the song is about. So the next step was then to just add some vocals, add some writing. A lot of my process is like, you see the setup right here. As soon as some vocal ideas come, like I might not even have all the production set in yet, but some vocal ideas will come. I'll cut the mic on and just start mumbling stuff, or I'll throw the auto-tune on. I've been playing around a lot with the art of ad-libbing. So it's like the goofiest thing. I'll just be looking like goofy as hell, recording ad-libs, but it comes out really cool. And so I'll just lay a bunch of different ad-lib takes. Like I'll just be doing a like weird little vocal noises, and then I'll kind of go through and see what is fitting, what is hit, like what's going with the drums, what's complementing it. And so you get something like... It's like a little bounce to it, right? And that's before the verse is even written, you know? So like we've just got this like this really good energy, this really good feeling. For me, what the verse kind of adds to it is like, I don't want to take nothing away from what we have right here. Like people are moving, heads are nodding. I want to keep that consistent. And so the verse again was just about like, the record ended up being this kind of like dance after ego death. Like, once you've kind of been broken down by somebody else or humbled by somebody else, the feeling of like healing that kind of comes after that, and this acknowledgement of, I don't just appreciate you, but I I've kind of grown to kind of like need you for balance in a way, you know, and that's what the song ended up being, is all about balance. And so the verse kind of goes like,
if I humble myself about it, where would I be without you? Giving up, fucking up, troubled up, sparking up, looking for balance, wanting more balance, searching for balance, look at that balance, give me some balance, give me more balance, little more balance, I deserve balance.
dope, and that's balance.
So for me, cooking is an outlet. It's always been an outlet. Generally, when I cook, I like to start the dish based on how I'm feeling, just based off of my appetite, my emotion for the day, the weather outside, because I feel like that all takes into account when you make something. I usually start by trying to make a sauce for the dish because I love a sauce. Something that'll bring it all together is usually my focal point. So with me, I basically started based on the levels, kind of like how you would an outfit or like a song. Like you just kind of start putting things together and see how it looks or it tastes or it sounds, honestly. Balance is the most important for me, just because when you do execute a dish, you don't want anything to be overpowering. You kind of want to just like give every flavor its own time. You know, you kind of want to make sure all of those flavors are noticed and everything comes together cohesively.
I echo what Kennedy's saying about kind of like assessing how you feel on any given day before you start creating something. The most effective creators to me are creators that have first done self-reflection type of work to understand who they are, to understand really like what knocks them off balance, what brings them back on track. You know, I'm a firm believer of like the best way that you can be the most effective artist is to just purely be a vessel for the universe. Like as like kind of like hippie-ish as it kind of sounds, you know, we really are just that. We don't have to have any other responsibility than just being purely like listening to the world around us. If I humble myself and kind of surrender myself to the world around me as a creator, then I will be an effective creator no matter what I make.
I would definitely have to agree with you. As far as cooking, I would say my inspiration, a lot of it comes from travel. I like to go out of the country just to see what other places have to offer as far as like flavors, ingredients we can't get our hands on. Other chefs too, if you will, just being able to eat something that you've never had made before. I think that's very important. Just like navigating these new flavors and figuring out how to make them cohesive. I definitely get a lot of inspiration from music. I literally have a whole playlist catered to inspirational music. It's just putting me in a mood to where it's like, oh my gosh, I could really make something creative out of this. And then, you know, sometimes honestly, munchies. I'm just saying, like in general, having the munchies, like when you're very hungry, you'll just start putting things together that might not normally go together, but it's really good.
Yes.
I'm at home just gonna make a smorgasbord of everything I have in here, and we're gonna see how it goes. Now that we have all of these resources, we can open the doors and do things that people have never heard or tasted before, which I feel like that's what inspires me to do what I do.
Yeah.
Being able to put something out there that you never seen.
Yeah. What do I get out of sharing my work with others? I mean, I guess it goes back to when I was a shorty. There was something about music that, like when I was a kid, listening to music with my pops, it was just something that it would give me this like inexplicable feeling inside where that I was like, I don't get this feeling from anything else. It's like, I feel connected to things around me, but I also just feel energy in me when I'm listening to like songs and the windows are down and like, you know, sun is coming into the room. There's just no other way to experience to explain like what that is except just feeling it, you know.
Yeah.
And so if I can provide that for other people, that's dope. Like and I can create that, and I could just create that with this, like, you know, that's pretty cool for me. So, and I love that, like being able to provide that, not just entertainment, but like this escapism for people.
For me, like and I agree with you in a sense, like I definitely want to shed light on that. Just like being able to bring people to, you know, a space that they can be free, essentially. I feel like in this day and age, we're not really free enough. When I get feedback from people who've had my food, it fuels me in a sense of like, okay, I'm doing something good. Like, again, I have all of these crazy menu items and flavors and things that I want to try in my head, and it's crazy like to execute it, and then it's like, what if it doesn't work? But then you have to think like, what if it does work? Right now in my career, like I'm like, all right, this is working. So I feel like with that, I'm able to like, one, create a conversation through food with my meals, and that just opens people up already. And also, food is the way to everyone's heart.
Yes.
So I just feel like, you know, with that, people are able to, you know, be in a space, open up, I feel like connect, and not, again, worry about the baggage that they may or may not have come into the space with. And you're able to, again, pull away from the dish or pull away from the song and actually like connect on your similarities based on the experience you have from music or from cooking.
Food is like, it's such a nurturing thing, right? And so like obviously, not to compare them, but like we need food.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
you
we
have
actually need
you
food.
have to have it. And so when you provide that for somebody, I feel like guards come down, you know. And so like when you're eating, you're so vulnerable when you eat. I think about like providing that, like you're also providing like safety for people.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, you know, like people can come and they don't have to be so guarded, and you literally can't be that guarded when you eat. So
Yeah,
I think
you can't.
That's dope. I like that.
Thank you.
What's funny for me is like I get so nervous before performances that I can't eat, and so like, but it's like after the show,
You're like,
they like people know like it's like, oh, Rich is gonna be hungry after this, you know, like so like food becomes so crucial to like my performance process. 'Cause, you know, I love that moment afterward where it's like everybody from the band is hungry, and there are like some people in the audience that roll with us too, and it's like we just find like the burger spot or
and
something
get a
to
meal
go to,
all
get a
together.
meal all together.
Yeah.
It's the perfect way to just kind of decompress from that like release of energy on stage, you know?
And I'm like you when it comes to work. I'm generally like, I'm not gonna eat before this. Like, and it's hard to eat when you're working on top of so much food and smell. It's very hard.
Yeah.
So I'm literally like, all right, let me lock into music and just cooking. And then when I get out of this, we can actually sit down and decompress and eat. A meal always brings people back, and it brings people closer.
Yes.
Like, I wouldn't rather do anything else.
Yeah, I don't think I could do anything else, honestly. Like I think I would always come to this at some point, you know?
Yes,
And
I agree.
what does the Cookup mean to me? So, I mean, like I can't really think of two other like pillars of life that are as crucial as music and food.
I agree. I would say I would have to agree with you. For me, I would say the Cookup is like, for one, something that the community needed. Let me just say that. But I think it's familiar space in a sense, you know, like of just creatives being able to work together. For me, it's like a safe haven. Like, you know, like it feels very comforting. It doesn't matter who you bring to the table. Like we all, you know, we can work really well together. Like we didn't know each other, you know, before working together. And now I feel like we're family.
I think one thing that you had said, Kennedy, was like when you're cooking and you're finding space for all of these flavors. And that is the exact conversation that I've had in the studio with engineers of like, I mean, the track I just pulled up, there was like 111 tracks, right? Like, but you are gonna hear every element of that record, whether you know it or not. You're gonna hear all 111. So it's up to us to find the room for all of that, and you know, each thing has its own like little frequency. It's got its own little space, you know. But it is the cooking process, like that. That's what's so crazy to me is the parallels between being in the studio and making music, and then being in the kitchen with a chef and seeing you. Just the language that you use, it's the same language.
It is.
It's the same. It's a different medium, but it's the same principles. That is just like a metaphor for how how necessary and how crucial these two things are, because at the base of it, they're made the same way.
You're like, you want more salt? I got you. Okay, I was like.
Probably got this.
Oh yeah. That's good. Damn.
Okay.
Damn. That's all good. I like it. Fish kind of melts in your mouth. Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a hit.
Okay. We can sell that. I love that for us. Some scallions, some carrots.
The second bite was even better than the first bite.
You're like, yes. Okay. Perfect. That's what we need. That's what I'm here for.
I was born in the middle of the winter. If I flaked, that wasn't my intention. Introvert with a short attention. Keep it on like 4 thin inches. I ain't grow up with too many siblings. It was just me forming the opinion.